July 2nd, 1979 was the first day I started the Atlanta Police Academy. We were there for 12 weeks, and then after you got out of that, you rode with a senior officer for 12 more weeks in field training. I became a patrol officer. I was assigned to Zone 1, which is northwest Atlanta at that time. 83, I was promoted to detective. I did vice for about 6 months. That was during Eldon Bell. He thought all new detectives needed to go undercover and then come out and get in a regular division. I went to sex crimes. I worked in sex crimes, total of 13 years, but whenever they had a sexually related homicide, I would get pulled over and help the homicide detectives work a sexually related homicide. And then in 1996, I was permanently assigned to homicide.
Were you post-certified?
Yes.
Are you still post-certified?
No, I do not keep my mandated.
Okay. And when did you leave the city of Atlanta?
I retired in 2000 from the city of Atlanta, went to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, worked there, started in the jail, worked patrol. I went to CID. From CID, I made sergeant. I was a night shift sergeant for a patrol shift. And then I went to the fugitive unit, the warrant unit in plain clothes. And then from there I made lieutenant and was over the transport and civil division.
Now, did you receive any specialized training in investigations?
Yes, I mean, I've been as far as California on missing persons, violent crime network training. I've been to Valencia College 3 or 4 times on advanced sex crimes, advanced homicide, crimes, and like that.
Now, during 1999 and around April, could you describe what you were in the homicide division at that time?
Yes, sir.
Tell the jury what happens when you get how does that work? Or how do you get assigned cases or what?
Well, okay. You were on a rotation system where you were up on call, and if anybody called for a homicide unit, you would answer and go wherever they asked you to go. You didn't go by yourself. Half the time the whole unit would go. You were just the lead, and they would do other jobs needed at the scene.
And when you say lead, what does that mean to you?
You were up on call, and the case was going to get assigned to you.
And when you're lead, what kind of things do you focus on?
Well, you get to the scene, you try to focus on directing the identification people to do fingerprints some places, sometimes you don't, take pictures and stuff like that. You may ask like the officer, the first responding officer, if there's a witness at the scene or something, you get the officer to take himself and the witness to the homicide office where they could give statements.
And let me draw your attention specifically to April 29th, 1999. I assume you were on call that day.
Yes.
And did you receive a call regarding a unexplained, well, I mean, what kind of call did you receive that day?
The way it works is Zone 3 Unit 2304, which meant he was a day shift unit working 304's beat, came over detective radio and called for a homicide unit. Each zone, and Atlanta still has 6 zones, they all have their own radio frequency. Detective division had their own frequency, and they would just switch their radio over to the detective frequency and call for a homicide unit.
So it was your turn?
It was my turn.
And where were you told you needed to report to?
He told me to come to the intersection of Avon and Hartford Way, southwest in Atlanta.
And what did you do?
I got in the car with the lieutenant, and investigator Tina Miller also rode with the lieutenant, Tony Biello, and we rode to that location.
And Why did Investigator Miller accompany you?
Again, on a homicide, you need as many people as you can out there. We didn't know what we had other than a unit calling for us, and we could always use help.
Okay, so she went along.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you got to that location, what did you observe?
When I rolled up, there was a decomposing head in the road standing upright. There's an old black plastic bag to the side, and there's an old mangy, like a stray dog with matted hair and all, kind of nasty, running around out there.
Okay, and do you recall where that skull was located?
It was on the side of the roadway. It was actually on the Avon side, because we used the address of 858 Avon Avenue.
Now, when you're investigating a crime scene, is it important to document information?
It is, yes.
And you document through reports and also pictures?
Well, you call for I didn't take the pictures. I called for our ID section to come take the pictures, and it's up to them to document their pictures.
Okay. No, what I mean is that it's important to take pictures of
Yeah.
crime scenes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. May I approach a witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 3 through State's Exhibit 20. Could you please look at those and tell the jury what those are?
They're pictures of the general area of where it was located, and ID had saw certain objects. They put the little plackets up at, and it's,
Could you look through those, please?
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are those true and accurate pictures of what you observed that day?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I'd ask to admit States 3 through Exhibit 20, which are photos of the scene.
No objection.
Okay, Mr. Samuel, thank you. Exhibits 3 through 20 are admitted.
And I would ask to publish some of the pictures to the jury as we go through the testimony, as far as a
Okay.
warning.
Thank you. That's what I was waiting for you to ask.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we discussed during the process of jury selection, I told you that I would warn you when we were going to show you photographs that are maybe graphic in nature. So I'm giving you a heads up that some of these photographs may be graphic in nature. Thank you. State may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay. Show you what's been marked as, or what's been admitted as State's Exhibit number 3. Could you kind of describe that picture in detail for the jury as best you can?
It's an overall shot of the area where the head was found.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Sir, I'm sorry.
If
It's
you could pull that microphone towards you, I think that'll be easier as well.
It's an overall shot of the area where the head was found, and the head's actually in the photo to the left here, or my left sitting looking at it, and you see where the patrol cars had blocked off the street.
But I do see some yellow things with numbers
Yeah.
on them. What are those?
Plackets, ID team uses, they see stuff, or maybe an investigator will point out to put a placket, take a picture so that it can be described later in their reports.
Okay. And what other items were there other than the placards?
Whether
Or I'm sorry. What other items were there than the skull that you described earlier?
there was a black plastic bag, it appeared to have decomposition in it, hair, and fluids.
And was that significant to you as a investigator?
Yeah, later, when the cadaver dogs were called out, other body parts were found in the black plastic bag, and also had fluid in it that ended up being bleach.
Okay. So when you saw those pieces of evidence, I assume that was kind of the first thing that was kind of done at the scene?
Yes, I cannot legally touch any body out there. It's all up to the medical examiner. I can look at it, I can have photographs taken of it, I can note it, but that's entirely up to the medical examiner's office to do any collection of body or body parts.
Were they contacted? Did you guys contact them, or?
Yeah, they came out to the scene.
Okay, do you recall who came out to the scene?
Mary Beth Happel and Dr. John Parker.
Okay.
The Mary Beth is an investigator for Fulton County Medical Examiner, and Dr. Parker was a medical examiner.
Okay. And what did you do? What did you do next?
Well, we started, hard to run an investigation if you don't know who your victim is, and this one's even doubly hard. We didn't know what sex the person was.
Why is that?
The decomposition of the facial and the torso, we never found it. So you couldn't ever determine a sex at that time. The feeling is the torso contains the guts of thing, and it would smell more, and the animals out there would have eaten it quicker.
Okay. Do you recall what the conditions were like that morning?
Yeah, I noted it.
Would you have noted that in your report?
Yeah. As I rode over with Lieutenant Biello and Investigator Miller, the weather conditions to be overcast with a intermittent mist, and the temperature was in the low 60s with a brisk breeze.
So after you got there, and after the medical examiner got there, what did you do next?
Nothing, could do much other than make a report.
Did you talk to any, do you remember speaking to any witnesses?
Well, there's a gentleman who had found the head. Gentleman's just in a wheelchair, but he wasn't in a wheelchair at that time. I talked with him. I sent him to the homicide office to give a statement, and the officer on the scene took him there for a statement.
Do you recall any other actions that you did out there at the scene that day?
That day, no.
So at this point, all you had was a skull and some plastic bags, pretty much.
Yeah.
Did anything, did you find anything else? And on a different day?
On a different day, yes. That's,
Were you called back out to the scene?
yes, went back out there with the medical examiner's office. They had gotten in some cadaver dogs from Cobb County. These people who owned the dogs were not associated with law enforcement in any way. They were just citizens who trained their dogs to become cadaver dogs and would help agencies as they needed it. And they came back out there, and that's when we started finding hands, feet, and other body parts. They were also in a black plastic bag like I described earlier, and they were always double wrapped. There was always 2 bags per body part. That trying to make sense with me there.
And I don't know, I don't know if you said, do you recall what date you went out to the scene?
The first, it was April 29th, and then this was June 3rd.
So that's approximately, what, a month?
Month and a half later.
Month and a half later?
To get it set up.
Now, is the president, you mentioned bleach earlier,
I'm sorry.
You mentioned bleach earlier.
Yes.
Is that significant to collection of DNA?
Not for the collection, for the destroying of DNA.
Your Honor, we have not been given an expert notice with regard to this witness.
Your response?
Well, Your Honor, I think that's not, I think it's something that a police officer can, based on police officers' evidence collection, could probably, could testify to as within their knowledge.
Okay. If you want to lay that foundation, I likely will allow it. Overruled for now, Mr. Samuel. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you learn about bleach?
Well, DNA, it's not the same as today. This was in the beginning stages of DNA. And a lot of things would interfere with DNA. When I worked sex crimes, if there was anal sodomy, the feces would ruin the DNA and you couldn't test it. Learned that bleach and
Where did you
gas,
learn
training
that?
classes I took
Okay.
that would hurt DNA. Nowadays, they probably can do it even if there's bleach on
Well,
it.
what did you learn about bleach at that time through training?
That it would interfere with the ability to do DNA evidence with what they had to test with at that time.
Your Honor, at this time, I believe I've laid the foundation based on his
Samuel?
training.
And we still never got notice of him being an expert. So if he's giving expert testimony about DNA, you're entitled to be given notice of that.
Okay. I understand your objection, but it's going to be overruled, and to the limited extent you've been asked the question, I'm going to let him answer it. Go ahead.
Thank you. I think he's already answered it.
I think he has.
Okay. What did you do? After you went out and on the in June? What did you do next on this case?
There's nothing I could do until, again, you can't start much of an investigation until you know who the person, what sex the person is, who the person is. You have nowhere to start. So Investigator Miller, who worked adult missing persons, is assigned to homicide. She would attempt to identify the body. Medical examiner's office was trying to identify. They could hook up with other medical examiner's office and do the thing, and hook up and see if they had any information. I retired in 2000.
Okay, well, and that was, you never got an answer by the time you retired?
No.
Okay. May I just have a moment, Your Honor?
Sure.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Samuel?
Detective Kelly, my name is. It won't happen a second time.
That's okay.
It won't happen a third time. Detective Kelly, I don't believe we've met before, even though we've been around a long time together. So a couple questions. First of all, you said something about a dog on the scene. Do you have any reason to believe that that dog had ever moved the skull at all?
I believe so. I believe the dog drug it out of the woods. And
Or you're just speculating about that?
there was a video, the VHS recording.
Can you stick with the microphone?
There was a VHS recording at one time that showed the dog dragging the bag out of the woods. Now, I don't know where it's
Dragging
at
the
now.
bag with the skull out of the woods?
Yes.
There was no detectives out there until after the skull was already there.
VHS recording. That's a security camera. It's so old. It was
Where is the evidence of that?
I'm sorry.
Has anybody ever had evidence of that? Is that in any police report anywhere?
I don't know.
Are you just kind of making it up today?
No.
I've read every report you've ever written, every report every other detective has
you haven't
written.
written all written. There are reports missing. I don't know why, but there are some reports missing.
Have you told the DAs there are reports missing?
Yeah. But I mean,
Which DA did you tell that there are reports missing?
gentleman here just questioned me
Uh-huh.
that I had more reports in this file and they're not
And
nowhere to be found.
where's the VHS?
I don't know.
Did you tell them there was a VHS recording that's missing? You told
Yes,
Mr. Wilson that? When did you tell him that?
the other day when he called me.
You told him the other day?
Sir?
You told him the other day?
Yes.
Is there a
Called
reason
me
you...
last week. Yeah,
And what else did the recording show?
just that.
Did it show how the skull got there at all?
Just what I described.
A dog pulling it out of the woods. Where from what part of the woods? Well, it's not in your report, you know that.
I'm telling you, I have reports missing out of this file. This is not my whole file.
Take your time.
It's from the wooded area where when we returned with the cadaver dogs, it was coming from that area where the other bodily parts were found in the woods.
What did the dog look like?
Like it was a stray dog, the hair was all matted and nasty looking.
Was there any dog hair found on the skull?
I don't know.
Was there any testing done of the skull to show that a dog had moved it?
I don't know how you do that because remember the black plastic bag? It was ripped open. The dog was toting the bag and it fell out.
And you saw a video of that.
Yes,
What did you do with the video?
it was put in evidence.
You know, I think we need to take a break and talk to the district attorney's office for a moment here.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to step out for just a few minutes. It's 2:21. I'll try and get you back in here as quick as we can. Thank you all. All right, for the jury. moment, please? Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Don't wander far, okay? Mr. Samuel, that witness has now left the room.
Well, I have a couple questions. I'd like to know, first of all, whether Mr. Wilson will either corroborate or dispute that he's been given information about video camera evidence that's lost, his reports that are lost, evidence that they knew that the dog had dragged the skull out of the woods into the road. There's no police report about it, and now it turns out his actual statements are missing, all of which apparently he told the DA's office, none of which even comes close to ever having been revealed to us, ever.
Mr. Wilson?
If I could respond to this, Judge, because I was talking directly with this witness on this issue. If the court
Okay.
will allow that.
Sure.
All right.